Okay, folks, just a quick tip when you're doing a caliper rebuild. You may be tempted to take some emery cloth or sandpaper to the pistons after you get them out, because they're usually, during a rebuild, you'll notice they'll be, you'll actually get some rust on the outer surface, because usually by this time you're doing a rebuild, the dust boot is, which is also prevents moisture from getting to the piston, is probably breached. So you're going to get rust on at least the first half or quarter of the piston that faces the pad. And then you're going to be tempted to use like a Scotch-Brite pad or an emery cloth, fine sandpaper. Don't do it. You don't want to put any scratches, introduce any scratches in here. And you know, under a microscope, you can see tons of scratches. And this is, you know, with the O-ring that seals inside the caliper, you don't want to change any of the, or you know, any of the surface finish. So what you want to do is get some steel wool, ultra fine, very fine steel wool, go over it and just clean it enough to get the rust. You'll also see some of as the O-ring gasket inside the caliper starts to wear, it'll start actually leaving like scraping marks on it. Just, you know, general as the piston moves in and out over time, over years. In this case, this is off my 82 Porsche 911. I don't even know if this has been done before, because they could be the originals. You know, it just needs a general cleanup. So what I did was I put it in a, in my garage. I could have went downstairs. I also have a little lathe, but I just took it in my garage, put a socket in there inside the D part here, and just made it tight enough with a little black electrical tape around the socket, maybe 1 or 2 rotations, and it was nice and firm. And just used steel wool and cleaned up the surface. Like I said, you don't want to go to town on this and introduce more scratches to the finish, micro scratches. And then what I do after that is, just to follow up and polish the surface and polish out those scratches, is I use, this is just a piece I cut out. This is called sunshine cloth. You can get these on Amazon or directly through the seller. And these are made in Japan, and these are just micro polishing cloths they use for jewelry. And you can, again, use it in the drill as you rotate it. Just hit it. You don't have to stand on it, just maybe 30 seconds just to polish it up a little bit, clean up the surface. You know, again, you don't want to really change, and it would take a lot for you to do that with a battery-powered drill. But, you know, if you had sandpaper or emery cloth, you could actually change the diameter of this, and you don't want to do that. You just want to clean the surface, but you want to use minimal effort to clean the surface, meaning you're not removing anything other than the rust and light scratches and just, you know, any gook that's on the piston, so you can reuse it. Okay, just a tip. I don't know if anybody's, I'm sure there's other YouTubers that have put that out there, but I just wanted to make sure people understood not to go to town on these pistons, or you're pretty much going to be throwing them out and ordering new pistons. Because part of the thing I was rebuilding these calipers is, you know, a rebuild kit for me for this car is about $7. So the calipers, the ATE calipers remanufactured, or new ones, are about $450. So it's much more cost effective to rebuild the calipers on here. And plus they're the original calipers to the car, which for me that matters. For some people it probably wouldn't. But and then there's aftermarket, of course, you can get for around $200. But I don't want to go that way. I want to keep the original factory AT calipers as long as I can. So yeah, just thought I'd mention that so people know not to go to town on these pistons with anything more abrasive than what's needed to clean them up. Minimal effort to clean them up, to get them in as good as condition as possible, so they seal up correctly with that O-ring gasket, the new O-ring gasket that goes in. Okay, thanks.